We like to think that we've mapped out every inch of our world, but the truth is, the higher we go, the weirder things get. In our first video, we looked at everything from the Kazakhstan pentagram to the ghost island of Sandy Island, but the satellites haven't stopped watching. Since then, high-resolution lenses have picked up even more anomalies, from hidden Cold War cities emerging from the melting ice to strange white crafts sitting on secret runways in the desert. Today, we're going back up to the stars to look at the fresh evidence that has experts scrambling for answers and the internet fueled with theories. Imagine flying over a flat, white wasteland in Greenland only for your radar to suddenly scream that there's a massive nuclear-powered city buried right beneath your feet. In late 2024, NASA scientists using advanced ice-penetrating radar on a Gulfstream 3 aircraft stumbled upon something very chilling. Deep beneath 100 feet of solid ice, the radar mapped out a sprawling, complex network of tunnels and structures. This is the legendary Camp Century. Built in 1959, it was officially a polar research station, but the satellite and radar data revealed the serious questions part. It was actually the site of Project Iceworm. The US military was testing the feasibility of hiding hundreds of nuclear missiles under the ice to keep them within striking distance of the Soviet Union. While the project was eventually abandoned in 1967, these recent images raised a terrifying new question. With the Arctic ice melting at an accelerated rate, when will this radioactive, chemical-filled ghost city be exposed to the open air? Scientists are now using these satellite maps to track exactly how fast the ticking climate bomb is moving towards the surface. What do you do when a satellite catches a glimpse of one of the most secretive military bases on Earth and there's a massive, unidentified white craft just sitting on the runway? In 2024, commercial satellite imagery focused on China's secretive Lopner nuclear test site. For years, this place was strictly off limits, but the images showed a brand new 3-mile-long runway. Parked right at the end was a large white cylindrical object that looked like nothing in the current public Air Force inventory. The image raised massive questions in the global intelligence community. Is it a high-altitude drone, a secret orbital space plane similar to the US's X-37B, or a new type of hypersonic weapon? Analysts have noted that the site has seen a surge in activity, with new housing and support buildings appearing almost overnight. Because the craft hasn't been officially identified by any government, it remains one of the most debated unidentified objects currently visible from space. We've known about the Nazca lines for decades, but what if I told you that we were looking right past nearly 400 more hidden figures this entire time? In late 2024, a team of archaeologists announced a flood of new discoveries in the Peruvian desert. By using AI to scan through high-resolution satellite data from Google Earth and Maxar, they identified 303 previously unknown geoglyphs in just 6 months. These aren't just simple lines, they depict scenes of human sacrifice, strange birds, and even decapitated heads. The serious question here is, why were these hidden for so long? These new images are smaller and older than the famous giant spiders and monkeys that we already knew about. They suggest that the Nazca people were far more prolific than we had ever imagined, and that there is likely an entire lost library of messages etched into the earth that we are only now beginning to decode using machine learning. Usually it takes millions of years for an island to form, but recently satellites watched one pop up almost overnight. NASA's Earth Observatory recently released images of a brand new island emerging from a glacial lake in Alaska. Named Prow, this landmass was completely enveloped by the Alesic Glacier for as long as we've had maps. However, due to record-breaking temperatures in late 2024 and 2025, the glacier retreated so fast that it literally birthed this island into a growing body of fresh water. While it looks beautiful from orbit, it raises a grim question about our changing planet. Satellites are now acting as the primary witnesses to a world that is reshaping itself faster than our maps can keep up with. If an entire island can appear in a single summer, what else is hiding under the ice that we aren't ready to see yet? Deep in the heart of the Amkueshwar Reservoir in India, satellites recently spotted a series of massive glowing blue rectangles that look like a glitch in Earth's textures. From a distance, it looks like someone dropped a giant glowing blue Minecraft block into the water. These are actually the world's largest floating solar farms, commissioned in 2024. While they serve a great purpose for renewable energy, the satellite images of these 216 megawatt projects have raised serious questions about the technological footprint that we are leaving on our natural water sources. As these structures expand to cover over 90 square kilometers, scientists are using satellite monitoring to ask, how will this affect the local ecosystem beneath the surface? It's a surreal sight from space, a perfect geometric interruption in a natural landscape that proves the future of energy is going to look very strange from orbit. Antarctica is the most mysterious continent on Earth, but recent satellite data shows that a piece of it has simply vanished. A massive study released in 2025 using 30 years of radar satellite observations revealed that Antarctica has lost nearly 5,000 square miles of grounded ice. This is the ice that actually rests on the bedrock, not just floating on the water. The images show grounding lines, the boundary where the ice meets the land, retreating by as much as 26 miles in some sectors. The question that raises is one of stability. When the grounded ice retreats, it opens up deep water pathways that funnel warm water even further inland, essentially melting the continent from the bottom up. Satellites are now tracking this invisible retreat that could change global sea levels in a way that we weren't prepared for just a few years ago. For over 100 years, archaeologists have been hunting for the lost tomb of the heretic king and his successors, but it took modern satellite imaging to finally strike gold. In 2025, researchers unveiled the discovery of a lifetime in Egypt. By using satellite-based remote sensing to detect subtle variations in the Egyptian terrain that the human eyes can't see, they located a tomb cut directly into the rock that had been missed by every expedition since the 1800s. When they entered, they found a stunning blue-painted ceiling with yellow stars, the unmistakable mark of royal Egyptian architecture. This discovery is being called a major breakthrough for space archaeology. It raises the question, how many more missing kings are still buried under the sand, waiting for a satellite to catch a glimpse of their resting place from hundreds of miles up? It turns out the best way to look for things underground is to go as high as possible. Sometimes the questions don't come from our planet, but from what's staring back at us from the deep abyss of the universe. In late 2024, NASA released a combined image from the James Webb and Hubble telescopes that stopped people in their tracks. It shows two spiral galaxies, IC 2163 and NGC 2207, grazing past each other. Because of the way the light hit the cosmic dust, they look like two glowing bloodshot eyes peering through a cosmic mask. While it's a natural phenomenon, the serious question it raises for astronomers is about the sheer violence of galactic mergers. These eyes are actually regions of intense star formation caused by two galaxies ripping each other apart. It's a reminder that even the most beautiful images from our satellites are often portraits of massive universal scale destruction that we are just lucky enough to watch from a distance. In 2025, satellites and ground observatories picked up a fast-moving object that didn't come from our solar system, and for a few months everyone thought it might be the one. Named 3I Atlas, this was the only third interstellar object ever discovered by humans. Because of its strange trajectory and the way that it reflected light, many people hypothesized that it could be an artificial craft from another civilization, much like the debate surrounding Oumuamua. This led to a massive global effort with radio telescopes pointing their ears at the sky to listen for signals. While the latest data suggests that it's likely a natural comet made of water ice, the frantic search raised a serious question. Are we actually ready for what happens if the next satellite image does show something technological? The speed at which the scientific community reacted shows just how high the stakes are when an outsider enters our neighborhood. If you look at recent long exposure photos from the International Space Station, you'll see strange, wonky white streaks that look like miniature versions of the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. NASA astronauts shared these images in late 2024 and early 2025, showing bright, flat monoliths flashing past the station. These are actually Starlink satellites reflecting sunlight off of their solar panels. However, the sheer number of them, now in the thousands, has raised the most serious question of all for the future of space exploration. Are we accidentally locking ourselves inside of a cage of light? These satellite images show how crowded our orbit has become. For astronomers on the ground, these monoliths are now photobombing almost every deep space observation, making it harder to see real threats like asteroids. It's a mystery of our own making, and looking at the streaks of white light from the ISS, you have to wonder if we're losing our view of the stars forever. It's crazy to think that while we're down here living our lives, there are thousands of eyes in the sky catching things that were buried for centuries or hidden by the world's most powerful governments. Whether it's a secret city in Greenland or a mysterious craft in the Chinese desert, the more we see, the more we realize how much we still don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. For now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'll see you on the next one.